as we are moving into our picks and bans, and I'm glad you brought that up right before getting into them. Merrimac, when we did see them on stream, they did play that wombo combo type strategy. They just made one misstep. It kind of cost them the game in that instance. But it's a best of 3 now, so even if you make that one misplay, even if you accidentally drop that one game, you still have more chances to come back. Yeah. Calamvale, when it came to their late macro decisions in that quarterfinal, they didn't really have to make them because they had FeifeiFAN and he was going off. Yeah. I'm very curious to see if they're going to be able to close out a game against a potentially tougher opponent. This top lane matchup, FeifeiFAN versus AC1002, I think AC is going to be a much tougher opponent than Taj McIntosh was for him, so I don't think we're going to be seeing that same dominating performance. But where I do see Calamvale pulling ahead, as I mentioned before, is that bot lane. I think woobi and Yoxiourn have an ability to take over a game, and now it's their time to shine. Getting through these bans, however, Nico, very popular meta pick, going to be taken away, as is the Vayne and the Rise. Darius being banned away by Calamvale, that's a bit of a surprise.
Yep. Into these drafts, we're seeing a bit of a target ban towards both Merrimac and Calamvale. We have the Nico taken away from Merrimac, Vayne and Rise taken away from Calamvale, and we've seen from those highlight clips earlier how each of the teams can use those champions to pop up in the team fights.
Yes, J4 will be the last ban. Very consistent jungler. He has that 100% pick ban rate for today. Actually, I believe the only champion except for Mordekaiser at this stage. I'm not sure we're going to be seeing Mort again, but we are going to be seeing an Instalock Xayah. What do you think of that as a priority pick?
Xayah, a very strong ADC right now. There's the nerfs coming into the Gunsus a couple patches ago, but she is still the tier 1 ADC pretty much in every single elo. And, she's a very strong early and especially strong late game. And we've seen the new build, the Muramana Manumune Xayah build with the multiple Q procs late game that can do huge damage into, just assassinate someone using the Xayah ulti.
What I like about the Xayah pick for Merrimac as well is both CritterMiester and woobi do like to play it, so being able to take that away from woobi as a first pick, it does add more value to it. The response, however, though, will be the Kennen and the Sejuani locked in, and with Jarvan taken off the board, I feel as if Sejuani is that next big, strong, power jungle pick. Leaving that open, it's going to be capitalized on by Calamvale. The response, though, is Karma, and we're finally seeing Karma today.
Karma, a very broken champion since a couple patches ago, and I've not been seeing that many Karma picks around in tournaments and stuff. So it'll be really fun to see how Merrimac utilizes his Karma to play. And Karma, very flexible pick, top lane, mid lane support, can go pretty much every role out there. It could be a little bit of flex pick, a bit of a mind games going on. But also Urgot picked in for the top lane, so yeah, interesting pick.
I do believe that Karma will be going bot lane as it is a favorite of WonderlandZERO. The Urgot most likely going top, a great dueler, someone who you don't want to concede a lead to because he can take over a lane. The Urgot into Kennen matchup, that's the one we haven't really seen since around MSI time, like the start of MSI time when regions were hitting their finals. In the past, I kind of feel like it's been favoring the Kennen.
Yeah, definitely. Kennen has the extra range and to prevent the Urgot from getting in close. And, Kennen, a lot of it escape with the E to, run away from ganks. So, overall right now, Kennen still a top tier pick for the top lane right now. Huge explosive damage with the ulti in mid-game team fights once you get that Rabadon's, the Proto Belt. And, combine that with the Sejuani ulti and the frontline tank, we have a very strong team fighting going on right here for Calamvale.
Yeah, Calamvale is putting together this team fighting composition a lot different than the split push that we saw during their quarterfinal matchup. That said, Soolgi on that Syndra as well, a bit more supportive. I still think they need that strong bot lane to really glue this team together. For Merrimac right now, I want to see some more frontline. I want to see more engaged. They still have that jungle open as well as top laner, but Vlad and Ezreal being banned away, I'm actually surprised because I don't think either of those champions fit either of the team comps thus far.
Yeah, for Vladimir, the only spot left for Merrimac is Vladimir mid, so we might be seeing Soolgi a little bit, maybe Vladimir counters Syndra going on there, but Ezreal ban and Aatrox ban coming out from both teams. The Ezreal ban focusing towards the bot lane, banning out the Xayah counters or just who he's not comfortable versing, and Lulu even banned in for the side of Merrimac.
Yeah, Lulu being taken away, but that does leave open Xayah, who is another one of those, if not S tier, an A+ tier champion right now. So woobi being able to get that one, I think that is fantastic for him. He is one of those players who does like to stick to the meta, so he's very flexible champion. Not surprised to see the Xayah locked in. Rakan's still open. We could be seeing that lovers duo. Orianna is going to be taken for Jayceph Stalin.
Yeah, Orianna, traditionally has been a very strong pick for the competitive tournaments, and Orianna mid, however, picking that into a Syndra, a little bit questionable. She's going to be very passive in the early game, and just going for survivability at this stage.
Yeah, as we're seeing a Volibear jungle lock. This is our second Volibear today. What has happened? Where has Volibear come from? Because I feel before today, like, I don't even see Volibear in my solo queue, and all of a sudden he's popping up in semifinals of major tournaments. Like, that's okay. I hope DaddyoftheGrave can execute it effectively. I'm excited to see it. The Nautilus lock-in, to me, that makes a lot more sense. This team fight coming out of Calamvale is horrifying.
Yeah. Once Nautilus gets that, hook, the ulti, the lockdown onto any of the carries on Merrimac, they're dead. That's gone. However, we do have the disengage coming up from the Karma on the side of Merrimac. The Transcendence plus the E-Shield coming out from Karma, very strong for engage and disengage. So it'll be fun to see how WonderlandZERO plays it out.
That disengage is going to be so important for CritterMiester because I think out of all the AD carries in this game, Xayah is the one that you want to really not invest in the QSS tax on because she needs the stats to activate her passives to really get going. But against what Calamvale is throwing down, I feel even with the Karma, that QSS tax is going to have to get paid.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely have to see the Xayah getting a bit more defensive this game, considering how much pick potential the side of Calamvale has in their pockets with it. Very strong picks around the mid-game-ish.
Yeah, definitely two very different team compositions. One, very straightforward, easy to execute. I'm speaking of Calamvale in this instance. I think we want to fight front to back. We have pick tools. We have a front line. We have a Xayah in the backside that's going to throw out insane DPS. It just seems very straightforward to run. FeifeiFAN can come in on the flank, drop that slicing maelstrom, bada bing, bada boom. Merrimac's team fight in composition, though, seems a lot harder to execute.
Yeah, on the side of Merrimac, in my opinion, they don't really have an exact direct engage onto the other team. Volibear can run in with the Q. However, on the side of Calamvale, we have the Syndra with Scatter the Weak, a lot of disengage, and even just strong counter engages with instant stuns, hooks, and lockdowns. So it's just very hard for Merrimac to engage in a team fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one. And when I'm looking at the team composition and pointing out a reason why, I think it's the Orianna pick that kind of makes me question their team composition the most. I love Orianna. I think she is a fantastic mid laner, especially in the front-to-back team fighting comps or in split push where you can protect. But with what they have coming right now, I feel they needed something more aggressive. They needed that LeBlanc or maybe even a Fizz or the Echo that we've seen before, something that can get in there and get kills, work with the Volibear. I think Orianna is a bit too passive, a bit too safe. Merrimac does not want to teamfight Calamvale. No team wants to teamfight that Calamvale team comp. So I'm worried what the Orianna is actually going to bring to the table.
Would have loved to see, I don't know, Malzahar even. Malzahar would have been great, honestly.
Malzahar would have been that safe pick, able to farm, hopefully not get caught out. A good matchup into Syndra. I do agree. It's definitely a tough situation, as unfortunately we have hit a pause, so we will be figuring out what's going to be coming on soon. I imagine we'll be getting into the game shortly, so please stay with us. Until then, how does it feel to be back on a stage related to high school esports? Because it's been less than a year, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been about 10 months since my big moment. But coming back, as the caster for these, the newer, younger generations to be the caster for them on the stage feels quite exciting, honestly.
I like that little bit of the. I don't know what was that move called that we saw out of. I believe that was CritterMiester. They're showing off a bit. Yeah, it's definitely, the next generation of high school players, the new round of seniors showing up and having a go. Because you only had the final was on the stage for Victoria last year.
Yeah, it was only the final. So for our competition last year, it was our high school E-League. It was, I wouldn't say as big as the tournaments is nowadays, but we were pretty small. We only had 20 teams in Victoria, and the only on stage game we got was the final at Victoria, which was at the Melbourne Esports Open. But honestly, coming here, I reckon this is honestly on the same level, if not better than MEO. Yeah,
that's definitely been a wonderful show. That said, MEO is still on the horizon and could be a possibility for each of these teams. Winning today, the grand final, does take you on to the interstate level. Finishing top 2 from there gets you that ticket to MEO in that grand final. A chance to play on the big stage before the OPL final, I believe. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same stage, but it's on the same day, and it's at the same venue. So, That's close enough, right?
Yeah, it's I believe one's at Rod Lavers and the
Yeah.
other one's at Margaret Court. But you know, they use the same equipment, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to play for each of these teams. Hopefully, we will be getting back into this one shortly. Let's go for predictions. Why not? We have time.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win it? Team comps aside, just looking at the teams, their players, who do you like?
I'm gonna have to give it to Calamvale, honestly. Just the overall draft, how strong their team fighting is with the pick potential, it is definitely leaning towards Calamvale to clutch a victory around the mid game.
Yeah, I have to agree. Not only do I believe Calamvale is going to take this one, I think Calamvale actually, if I were to make a pick of who's going to be the champion at the end of the day, I'm still leaning towards Calamvale. Watching Kelvin Grove earlier today, I still have questions about whether or not they can really bring it all together. But if Calamvale is going to be that champion team, FeifeiFAN. He still is like the biggest question mark. We saw he can pop off.
Yep.
Can he pop off against AC 102?
Yep.
If he can,
Yeah.
he could pop off against anyone. Like if he shows up and has a dominating performance against AC 102, I'm just like, yeah. Against AS7, he does the same thing. We've already learned that KG4, when their top laner gets thrown off balance, the team doesn't play as aggressive. They do struggle a bit more. So that could be the opening, really, that either of these teams can capitalize on moving forwards into this one. Hopefully, we'll be getting back into this match shortly. We do have a lobby restart happening, so we will be going through picks and bans real quick once again. I don't believe we'll be showing that. I think we're just going to...
Yeah, probably the same champions.
It'll be the same champions. They'll just lock it in real quick, and then we'll get into the game. So until then, we continue to have a pleasant afternoon conversation. What was your pregame ritual like?
Pre-game? I believe it was heading to the training sandbox mode, and then actually no. I was teaching my mid lane how to play Ryze, I believe, or how to play against Ryze, because we were a bit scared of the enemy picking Ryze. So, you know, I was like, you know what, help into the game. I'll give you a 1v1 in the mid lane against the Ryze, because unfortunately for him, we put him on Galio duty.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you know, Galio, very broken back in the day in terms of a safe mid lane pick, able to roam top and bot, but however now, not so much of a presence in pro games, I believe.
No, and it doesn't look like it's getting that much better in the near future for poor Galio. And I love Galio. I think I'm one of those weird people who enjoys being that tank, because I like just being able to run around, do whatever I want, not get punished as hard, and like throw and toss and crowd control as much as possible. So having Galio taken away from mid lane, it has made me sad. But it's interesting how serious you were taking those warm-ups. You know, you're training your teams what to do.
Yeah.
We did take a little sneak in sort of what these players were doing in their warm-up. And I have to admit, what do you think is more important? Seeing how many Kaisa stacks you can get onto a target dummy when you're playing jungle, or seeing how many minions you can trap in your own base as a warm-up? What helps you in the long run?
I reckon the minions part. You know, Kalista with the spear stacks, you know, I can do that on a Baron when I'm in the game. But, you know, trapping minions in the base, that's not something you get to see every day. And, you know, you've seen those YouTube videos of the very satisfying, you know, one Ryze EQ into clearing like 2,000 gold worth of minions. So, you know, maybe going for a little bit of satisfaction before the game to, you know, get the spirits up.
Yeah, but I mean, as you said, though, you can drop the spears into Baron. That's going to be probably more applicable. Granted, if you don't know how to farm 200 minions with one combo, why are you even playing League of Legends?
Yeah, fair enough. Sandbox mode, why play anything else when you can just sandbox everything all day? You know, 2,000 NASA stacks, that's what I'm here for.
Because there's a TFT mode out. That is why you do other things. You've not been on the TFT train?
I've played 2 games of it, not my thing, I'm sorry. I have no idea what's happening. And it feels really bad to be like, you know, maybe I'm bad at the game, but, you know, I don't want to admit it anymore.
I think you're fine at Summoner's Rift. See, TFT is my chance to sign. I love that. It's a card game. Card games are right up my alley. It looks like a video game. It looks like, you know, League of Legends, but no, it's a card game.
It's a card game.
It's Magic the Gathering for League of Legends. It's fantastic, and except there's no mana, so you never get mana screwed.
Yeah, fair. This is a what's XP problem? I don't even know. Gold?
I don't think anyone in this audience knows what I'm talking about, except for me when I'm talking about mana screw and Magic the Gathering, because we are here for the League of Legends, which we are going to be getting into soon. Did you ever have any pauses like this?
I believe we paused because the lighting at the MUO stage was a bit too bright for us, and our whole players couldn't see the computer screen. And then one of the team players on the other team complained that the activating windows was showing up on the screen, so we had to reload the whole lobby to activate his windows before we could start the game. As that, we were questioning, MEO a bit dodgy, not even using like the correct windows, the legitimate version. A bit of shade at them, I guess.
I think it's every tournament. It doesn't matter at what level, there's going to be one pause.
Yeah,
that's just the rule.
yeah.
That's the golden rule, because everything needs to be picture clear perfect for these players.
Yeah, fair
This
enough.
is being played on the tournament realm. This is, probably the most serious match of these players' career. So
definitely.
they want it to be perfect, and it's worth taking the time to make sure everything is super clear, clean, and crisp for them before we get into this one. We are in the pick and ban lobby, I believe, at the moment, or if not, we will be getting there very, very shortly.
There
We
go.
are there. We can take a look. It's the exact same. No funny spellings out of the bans. Oh, actually, hold on. Was Siren Draven banned before?
Oh,
Or
no, they were just banning random champions.
yeah, they're just banning. Okay, did that spell anything? No. No.
ADA?
ADADZ?
Nah, nothing.
ADADZ?
Could have been fun. But, maybe I think it was probably a summoner spell or a, Keystone Ruin probably mistake during the, locking in phase. So, heading back into the game. Finally, we get to see some, semi-finals, some clash of the giants.
Yeah, I believe we have waited long enough to see this clash. I believe this is probably one of the more anticipated matchups so far of this entire tournament, if not the most anticipated one to date. It could go either way on paper. I still like Calamvale. I think Calamvale has the easier to execute team composition, but Merrimac, there's a saying, win lane, win game.
Yep, definitely. If they can win lane, they win the game. And, Orianna, very strong scaling mid laner at the moment. And, could counter the Kennen with the zoning capabilities of Orianna in the late game. Can go both ways, but it would be definitely dependent on how the early game plays out, on which side gets the lead, and then they can snowball from that.
You know where Merrimac does win? That banner.
Yep,
that banner is sick.
Yeah.
that
That's a
Phoenix
good
thing.
banner, yep.
That is classy. Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Hey.
It has red wings. It looks kind of on fire. It's like a mix of Rodan and a Phoenix, like feathered Rodan.
Respect, responsibility. Oh, I didn't even get to finish reading it. All right, heading to game.
That's all right. We are in game now. Finally on Summoner's Rift. This is semi-final number 2. Best of 3, Merrimac on the blue side, Calamvale on the red side. Winner of this series will be advancing to our grand final.
A very standard 5-point defense coming out from both teams right now. Ooh, a little bit of gathering around bot side.
Yeah, a bit of a
invade.
Yeah, a bit of a gather around bot side, and there is an opening for Calamvale to invade. Should they look towards that tri-bush? It doesn't appear as if they're going to be executing on it, or even if they're aware of the fact that that's their Karma in a very unique position right now.
A nice dot brush ward, a bit too early perhaps, but in terms of these 5v5 tournaments, it's very risky to go for an early invade compared to your normal solo queue. By invading, you're giving a lot of information away in the early game, and you're upping the chance for the enemy team to counter invade and gathering information from your own jungle. So glad to see these teams are choosing to playing it safe. However, we do see a red side start from the Sejuani. Very interesting. Maybe so definitely shows that the Sejuani wants to focus onto the bot side in the early games.
Yeah, wants to focus onto the bot side and possibly wants to match DaddyoftheGrave.
Yeah.
Maybe looking to sort of disrupt any early plays that DaddyoftheGraves go for. The other thing of note, which I think is the most critical part of that early game, DaddyoftheGrave was spotted trying to recall, and Soolgi was able to stop him in that instance. And I had to do it once. Soolgi was able to stop him in that instance, and as a result, DaddyoftheGrave was unable to go back and get his sweeping lens.
Yeah.
So he's actually stuck on the Vision Ward. Yeah. That said, which one also has the Vision Ward, so we're not going to be seeing any early sweepers. I think on Sejuani, it's possibly not as important because you're not really going to be looking for too many of these pre-6 ganks. But stopping Volibear's early gank potential, that seems all right.
Yeah, definitely very good, disrupting coming out from Soolgi in the early games. And we're seeing a very standard jungle clear coming out from both junglers. Red into Gromp, red into Krugs. So, blue into Gromp actually. So, very standard. They're both starting to moving towards the bot side. However, Volibear does have the lead in clear speed right now. We could see an early game coming into bot side. However, overall, the lane is very evenly matched right now. No lanes shoving. And oh, we do see Sejuani end up clearing race. Alright, oh good.
Yeah, no, it's just pretty standard clears right now from both jungles. Nice path. They're probably each going to opt for a full clear. Obviously, in this situation, I would expect DaddyoftheGrave to get the clear faster, so it will be which one who will be playing a bit more reactively. Neither team, though, was able to get too many deep wards. Unfortunately for Calamvale, their only deep ward did run out before they were able to spot DaddyoftheGrave. Not to mention that the positioning of that, I don't think would have told him that much as well. So neither jungler really being tracked at the moment. I'm curious to see how the players will react in that form. For FeifeiFAN, he doesn't seem to care that he doesn't know where the Volibear is. He's still shoving quite aggressively.
Yep, and you know, with the spawn of Scuttle Crab coming up, we do see Volibear securing the first one. That's a huge early lead and vision control for the bot side river, and definitely enables her spot lane to
Ooh, good, you know, Dredgeline connecting onto WonderlandZERO, who's already in a lot of trouble. Flash burn from this Karma. Calamvale winning the first little exchange.
However, no ward coming out from Calamvale, and Volibear is running down with the red buff while Sejuani is slightly behind.
Dredgeline comes in on WonderlandZERO, but it was buying time. DaddyoftheGrave going straight after Yoxiourn, and Yoxiourn's in a lot of trouble, but no! First blood actually goes to woobi, who's able to take down WonderlandZERO. Which one has bought enough time to join the fight? DaddyoftheGrave's in a bit of trouble. The stun is there. woobi has the damage, but the flash is used. CritterMiester trying to push Calamvale away. In the end, it's 1-for-1.
A 1-for-1 trade, however, first blood does go to Calamvale, and the kill does go on to the Xayah instead of the jungler for the side of Calamvale. So, you know, very aggressive play coming out of Karma, considering she had no flash. You know, a bit too aggressive there to kind of engage, and should have let the Volibear do the main tanking role. However, overall, game still very, very balanced between the two and very even. We do see a bit of reset coming out from Volibear, whereas Sejuani does decide to go back to the farm.
Interesting to see the Balmy Cinder actually completed for DaddyoftheGrave before opting for the full jungle item.
The Stalker's Blade, very helpful for Volibear in the early games, considering now that he has no flash to gap close.
Yeah, but instead going for the Balmy Cinder, so that will increase his clear speed, which means he will have more opportunities to gank, perhaps. I'm a little bit confused, though, why he didn't opt for the Stalker's Blade, which we are seeing picked up by which one. So two different strategies from each of these junglers. Who do you think comes off better in this?
Honestly, right now, Sejuani does have the flash advantage, and Volibear passive is down. Sejuani definitely has the advantage if 2v2 were to happen currently, and also the solo lanes for the side of Calamvale are just definitely stronger at this point in time. However, we do see... Ooh, okay, so Urgot... Okay, so great vision control coming out from both teams right now, you know. Bot side River, very controlled by both teams. We do have a pink ward even dropped by the side of Merrimac onto the Dragon Pit. And top side, you know, both top laners have a ward dropped in the River Brush. You know, AC1002 actually could be a victim of a potential gank coming in.
Could be. He has a bit of time at the moment. It will be spotted which one, but I don't think which one cares. Running straight through that ward, trying to get to AC2. Good play around the vision, so the Crab God stays safe for now. Yoxiourn taking advantage of this time to clear some vision, knowing he won't get jumped on, perhaps, by DaddyoftheGrave. So the vision battles right now, very even, scoreline even. This is what we were expecting from the semifinal. Two, like, evenly matched teams. No one has really blown this game up in the first 6 minutes, so calm, cool, collected from each side. Which team do you feel scales better? Because I still think Calamvale, they're happy to play this slow pace, whereas Merrimac, I think they want to try and get a bit more aggressive and try to make things happen.
No, honestly, in terms of scaling battle, Sejuani scales better than Volibear, and Kennen does scale a little bit better than the Urgot. However, in terms of the mid lane and bot side, both teams... Oh, Dredgeline connects.
Yeah, that's a big Dredgeline. The root coming down as well. CritterMiester in a bit of trouble, does have flash available, but Kaisa already chunked super low. Fortunately for Critter, which one is on the opposite side of the map, so I don't see a returning gank happening anytime soon.
Yep. Alright, so for the side of bottom river, you know, side of Calamvale, very strong vision control right now. 2 pink was dropped in terms of bottom river. So that enables their bot lane to play very aggressively, as we've seen from the Nautilus, you know, Dredgeline after Dredgeline and landing each one. So, you know, very good vision control coming out of Calamvale to enable... Ooh.
Oh my gosh, another Dredgeline, this time on WonderlandZERO. The damage is huge. The Ignite was dropped and the kill is secured.
Yep, that's exactly what we were talking about during the drafting phase. You know, Nautilus with Xayah, very strong bot lane. You know, once the CC connects, Xayah can combine it with the Feather Root. You know, that's a sure kill, especially on a flashless Karma, who's also very squishy.
Yeah, WonderlandZERO, unfortunately, kind of getting caught out right there. The second death on this Karma, and already the bot lane from Merrimac is falling further and further behind. This Xayah is starting to look scary as we're seeing a deep tower dive Featherstorm coming down, and it will secure the kill. Another one for Calamvale.
Yep, that's very good reaction play coming out from Calamvale to choose to tower dive, even though it was a low HP on the Nautilus. However, a little bit of greed and disrespect coming out from the Kai'Sa, because in that situation, it's much better to just give up the CS because you're definitely going to get dove.
Yeah, but it's amazing that Yoxiourn actually got out of that one alive. And this is what I wanted to see out of Calamvale coming into this one. We already know FeifeiFAN can win a lane, dominate a game. This time, however, Calamvale, it's that bot lane that's stepping up. That's been 2 solo kills, essentially, coming out of the bot lane. Plus, they got that kill earlier when both junglers had arrived. We're looking at a 3-0 Xayah, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Yep, she's almost got her Essence Reaver completed, actually. It's been 8 minutes, 13 CS up, so very strong Xayah would be coming into the mid game. And if Merrimac doesn't react towards this, Xayah will take over the game with the help of, the CC coming out from Kennen, Sejuani, and Nautilus. She will be unstoppable during the team fights.
But how do you shut this situation down? You have just now which one has hit level 6, so the Glacial Prison is available, meaning any gank where you don't know where the Sejuani is could turn catastrophic.
I would definitely say, in terms of Volibear, ganking bot has a bit of a train wreck. Don't go bot anymore. I'll definitely start to focus around the mid lane. Orianna, she has her ulti unlocked, and she has opted for the damage. Last chapter, first item picked up for the Orianna, so she definitely has the damage to combine with the Volibear to kill the Syndra. Especially, Volibear has the flash up again with the blue chilling smite, so definitely kill potential mid lane. However, we do see both junglers moving around mid lane. Maybe a 2v2 skirmish right now. Yeah, this could actually be a bad situation right now for DaddyoftheGrave, walking straight into which one, who's actually lower on the health bar. Glacial Prison available. It might be used defensively. Dice Flash, but there's no flip. The Shockwave misses as well. All right, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right now, DaddyoftheGrave should be combining with Jayceph Stalin to dominate the mid lane control. We haven't seen the Volibear giving that much map presence and a little bit of pressure, so good to see him applying the pressure onto the mid lane, so giving the bot lane of Merrimac a bit of breathing room, knowing that now Sejuani will be low and returning to base soon.
But what's critical for Merrimac is Shockwave is down, their flash is down off DaddyoftheGrave, so it's really hard for them to find another one of these engages. The ball delivery system isn't quite as strong as it needs to be, whereas Soolgi is in a very great position right now.
Yeah, now, the ganking potential onto him is very low. He still has Flash and Cleanse both up to escape in a gank if needed. So, now the pressure is back onto the bot side. We're going to look at how Kai'Sa can attempt to scale against the very strong, pick potential coming out from Yoxiourn right now. And those dredge lines, oh my god, they're just on point today.
Yeah, the Yoxiourn on this Nautilus has been absolutely horrifying. Top lane, we haven't seen too much out of it just yet, but AC1002 definitely feels confident enough to try and take it to FeifeiFAN. Needs to be a bit careful, though. Which one is looking towards that top sign will be spotted by the control ward, but once again, it might not matter. Glacial Prison is available. Not going to go for the wall snipe as the ward is there, so AC1002 backs away. What will be the response out of Merrimac? I'm watching that mid lane, seeing where DaddyoftheGrave goes.
We're definitely rotating towards the Dragon Pit, which is a very good decision.
Slicing Maelstrom coming down. Here comes which one? Glacial Prison does not connect, but it might not matter. AC1002 will get cut down.
That's what I like to call the X-Smithy Sejuani ulti. It's for the zone, not for the stun.
Big brain, next level thinking. But as a result, it does appear Merrimac is going to take an attempt on this Mountain Drake. Yoxiourn going in. Shockwave only connects on the Nautilus as woobi is actually being chased down. Here comes the dredge line. It knocks up DaddyoftheGrave, but that's actually CritterMiester who's so low. The Ignite has been dropped on this Kai'Sa, but she stays alive. Help from Jayceph. Stalin keeps it going. DaddyoftheGrave is low. Will get hit by that last feather. woobi with the kill. Which one trying to chase down members of that backline? Down falls Soolgi, and CritterMiester doing so much on so little health cannot escape that hook from the Knowledge. Will be run down as which one looking so deep, trying to find WonderlandZERO. I doubt he'll be able to run this Karma down, but Karma so deep in enemy territory, it might not matter. WonderlandZERO will get boomed by the tower, and with that, Calamvale has an 8-2 lead.
Yep, Calamvale very confident in engaging that team fight. It's a 3v4 in the Dragon Pit. It's very risky for Calamvale. However, it does work out because Merrimac, their focus was split. They were not focusing to the champion. We saw, Orianna getting left behind by this, getting attacked by the Syndra, very low HP. Well, the whole team shifts focus onto the Xayah, who can just disengage with the ulti. Shift of focus for Merrimac in there. Calamvale capitalize on that and secure the, doesn't secure the dragon, however, does stop Merrimac from getting the dragon, and 3 kills in their belt.
And now we are looking at a Xayah that is 5 kills up. 5-0-0 on the Xayah. Essence Reaver completed. A Zeal to boot. We are not even 13 minutes into this game, and Calamvale is already sitting at a 5k lead.
Yep, Calamvale, this Xayah will be a monster coming into the mid game. So now what I would like to see from the Sejuani is going topside, securing the Rift Herald, using the Rift Herald bot lane, freeing the Xayah, allowing the Xayah to go top or mid, anywhere. Just freeing the Xayah to allow the 5-0 advantage to be utilized in more lanes than just bot lane right now.
And I feel like if you're on Merrimac, the name of the game has turned into Shut Down woobi.
Yep.
If you can get to woobi and shut that down, maybe you can get back in this game, because that is a lot of gold that has been placed onto the Xayah. Super far ahead, and your tools are there. You have the ball delivery system through DaddyoftheGrave. You have the Fear Beyond Death execute out of this Urgot, but opening up the map and getting them into position to even have an attempt onto woobi should be Merrimac's next goal.
Yeah, definitely. So it will be fun to see how woobi decides to defend against Xayah, being a very, it's kind of almost safe ADC with the untargetability on the ulti.
ACO2 in a lot of trouble. Slicing mails from Glacial Prison goes down. That chain CC is too strong. Which one falling to get the kill?
Yep. So there it is, Glacial Prison with the Kennen ulti, very strong CC and huge amounts of damage. There's really nothing AC1002 can do with as a flashless Urgot, who's very immobile, considering the E is only in 450 range, I believe.
Oh my gosh, look at the damage from woobi right now. WonderlandZERO barely escaping, but that leaves CritterMiester on their own. It's an easy kill, and with the Featherstorm, a double kill for woobi. This is getting ridiculous.
Wow, that was just...
no, Scatter the Weak as well onto Jayceph. The ultimate is not enough to secure the kill. You did have Witch One waiting in the wings, not going to commit, but this bottom line tower has to fall.
Yep. woobi and Yoxiourn, this...
Daddy actually going aggressive after woobi and gets the shutdown. That's a lot of gold going onto this Volibear. Yoxiourn trying to escape, but Voli is on the hunt, dropping that sweeper to keep tracks on Yoxiourn, but with that slow, will be able to escape.
Yep, so a bit of a greed coming out from woobi right there, going for the first tower, but the Volibear capitalizes on that, flashes on top of the Xayah, cleans it up, grabs the bounty gold. So right there we see another example of just how strong Yoxiourn and woobi is at the current moment against this Kai'Sa Karma, which is very scaling dependent and no CC fuel. And then right there we do see WonderlandZERO getting out alive, however, CritterMiester going in a bit too greedy to try to land a couple of hits and not realizing he's in melee range of the Nautilus route with the passive hit. So right there, a bit of greed and just huge damage coming out from the Xayah. And now 3 items completed at 15 minutes in the game.
That is a lot of items, and this is a very scary Xayah. That execute, that gold, that bounty gold going onto DaddyoftheGrave, not bad for Merrimac. I think it would have been better on CritterMiester as Which One getting the jump onto said CritterMiester, trying to run this Kai'Sa down, who should be able to escape as Yoxiourn doing what he can to zone away everyone else. Scatter the Weak, connecting onto WonderlandZERO, will be able to walk away with the team, but Yoxiourn possibly still looking for it. This Mountain Drake being heavily contested by both teams. Teleport is not available by either top laner just yet, but FeifeiFAN will have it available very, very soon. Mountain Drake dragged out of the pit. Does Merrimac go?
Volibear does have Smite up, and the level is 9 to 10.
Shockwave connects with 2. Yoxiourn is the one who is at low health, but Which One and Yoxiourn just step forward. They're tanks. They can take this. Yoxiourn does fall, but that Mountain Drake is slow low. A couple more autos will do it, but it looks as if Merrimac's turning this around. They secure the dragon. It's a double kill meanwhile for Jason Stalin, but huge damage is coming out of woobi. He's turning it around on his own. A triple. He wants the quadra. Jason Stalin trying to buy time. Has to flash defensively. Will not go down, but still a triple for this Xayah.
Wow, beautiful plays coming out of woobi, turning that around. At the end it was 1v3, however, does not lose his nerves and securing the triple kill. And now, as we said, a 5-0, 5-1 Xayah is now 10-1. So a very strong play. However, Merrimac does secure the dragon with the Orianna, I believe. So right there, Merrimac does secure the Mountain Drake, which is very important in terms of just scaling into the late game, hitting towers and neutral objectives. However, right now, this Xayah cannot be stopped.
Yeah, this Xayah and woobi, the man piloting it, looks to be on a mission to get to this grand final. Granted, this is still only game 1. There's still a lot of league to be played, but Merrimac, if they want back in this game, they need to, once again, collect this bounty and shut this Xayah down. It seems like that first death was just the smallest of small speed bumps on the road to Calamvale's victory.
Yeah. you know, Xayah right now, definitely I would like to see Knight's Vow coming out from Yoxiourn to protect the carry. Oh,
Jayceph in a lot of trouble, stunned in place, so much damage out of Soolgi, and that is a huge kill secured.
You know, Sejuani.
Oh, they want more.
Another one.
They want more. DaddyoftheGrave probably was in a bit too deep, and the Yoxiourn Which One tanky boy combo is just doing so much work, but DaddyoftheGrave is pretty beefy himself. He will eventually be cut down because woobi has joined the fight. WonderlandZERO wants no part of it, will retreat back underneath the tower. Glacial Prism way off the mark, was looking for CritterMiester but can't find him.
Yep, nice flash coming out of CritterMiester to avoid the Dredge Line and the Glacial Prison. However, looking at Sejuani's item, we actually have second item Knight's Vow, so he knows what their win condition is right now.
Yeah, this is a Calamvale team. I had a lot of questions coming into this game, like, are they going to be able to continue playing at that high level we had seen previously on stream? So far, the answer is an astounding yes. This time, it's woobi who is stepping up. Which One? He looked fantastic before. He still looks fantastic, and even Soolgi is being able to pick up some fights. So a lot of good things going Calamvale's way.
Yep, and FeifeiFAN, the man that we've been talking about, he is happily farming up in the top lane. You know, Kennen, you know, we haven't seen him really in a team fight yet, but you know, once he gets the 3 items, Power Spike, we will see FeifeiFAN diving into the backline, who are very weak right now. So, you know, Kennen definitely has the very ability to kind of just one-shot the backline, while Ruby just melts down the front line of Merrimac right now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking better and better for Calamvale. Their gold lead pulling further and further away. We're currently sitting at roughly 8K, less than 20 minutes in. And I sort of always have this saying, like, if you are 10K up 20 minutes into a game, it's over, right? Unless something catastrophic happens, that is game one.
Like
but
right here.
Yeah, FeifeiFAN could be a victim of that catastrophe, but this does leave mid lane open. Jayceph Stalin gets easily executed by the Which One Soolgi combo.
And then out of the fight, bot lane, nothing picked up from there. Kennen is able to E away with the ulti, stunning both of the melee stunning both of the champions. And we do see Rift Herald drop mid lane. So Calamvale finally destroying the mid lane, dropping the Rift Herald, opening up the game.
Yep, this game has definitely been opened up, and I think Calamvale, at this stage, all they need to do is get these lanes pushing, rotate towards that Baron, secure that Baron, and possibly end the game. Another critical hook, and the Dredge Line as well, knocking up 2 members, 2 more kills for woobi.
Yoxiourn really being the MVP of this match right now. You know, we always say, you know, it's always the ADC, but, you know, sometimes we have to appreciate this.
Can he turn this one around, though? DaddyoftheGrave does splash onto woobi. The Featherstorm is going to buy some time. Big roots in place. So much damage out of woobi. DaddyoftheGrave already has to retreat, and that leaves 4 AC on his own. The Urgot will go down. Another kill for woobi, who is godlike. 1 more kill away from going legendary. Won't find it now.
Yep, right there. You know, crucial item, Phantom Dancer, saving woobi in the crucial moments, allowing them to turn back the 2v2. And right there, you know, Merrimac is really out of ways to kind of get onto the Xayah. Now they've also just used Flash on both Volibear and Urgot to try to assassinate the Xayah. However, they just lost that ability to do that for the next 5 minutes, which is where Calamvale will be looking for the Baron.
And now woobi has that QSS. And that's
man.
going to be even harder to bring this Xayah down. Already, essentially, an item and a half over CritterMiester on the opposing side. You have the Infinity Hedge, you have the Phantom Dancer, you have the Essence Reaver. I just don't see a world where woobi falls.
Yeah, currently, you know, and he has two very strong tanks in the front line, and so, just Nautilus could be engaged, could be peel. So right now, you would be sitting very safe, even with Knight's Vow coming out of Which One right now.
And, you know, the team is together. They're going to be looking to secure this Mountain Drake. And honestly, this is almost undershotting for them. I think they could have gone for that Baron. That said, the Mountain Drake will be quickly secured. DaddyoftheGrave is still looking for that fight. Runs right into Yoxiourn. So much damage coming out of woobi, though. So DaddyoftheGrave is already down. And they're walking in one at a time. Merrimac wants to not fight this at all. Jayceph Stalin will be able to walk away, but the rest of the team will move towards mid lane for Calamvale. They're pinging Baron. They're actually going to secure the big purple worm.
Yep, right there. Bit of miscommunication coming out of Merrimac. You know, the Urgot and Volibear going in by themselves without the team to try to get that. Now they've only offered up their lives, and they've offered up Baron for Calamvale now. Very safe Baron. No jungle on the side of Merrimac, and they're not even attempting for the steal. So right now, we could be seeing the game, straight down mid, opening it up and securing the victory for Calamvale.
Yeah, at this stage, Calamvale, they've really got 1 or 2 more team fights away from securing this one and going up 1 game in this semi-final series. Really, Everyone on the team has stepped up for Calamvale. Which one? Soolgi, woobi, Yoxiourn, all of them looking fantastic. The only one who hasn't really had this outstanding play has been FeifeiFAN. You know, the one who was the star of the previous time on stream. So Calamvale, they are answering every question this game and then some. For Merrimac, at this stage, you don't want to say, okay, GG next, because there's still League of Legends to be played, but they can't let themselves kill their mental based on how this game is going.
Yeah, definitely. This is the best out of 3, and then best out of 3, the best thing you can do for your team is having the strong mental. You know, if you are the IGN on an IGL, you know, being the positive mind that like brings up your team morale is very important.
It definitely is, as this Baron buff siege is continuing in the mid lane. The Kennen has arrived. It is doing so much work on the mini waves, but not actually on the tower, so the tower will stay standing for now. That said, as all this is going, FeifeiFAN has that bot lane pushing. He's going to be drawing pressure soon, and when he does, that will be the opening for Calamvale.
It's really good to see on the side of Calamvale, Nautilus and Sejuani staying very close to the Xayah. Oh, now they're just going straight for the mid lane tier 2 tower.
And it will fall down. I mean, it's just too much damage too quickly, and there's nothing Merrimac feels like that they can do. Stepping towards a Nautilus, stepping towards a Sejuani feels like suicide at this stage.
I like the you know, rotations and macro play coming out of Calamvale right now. Actually, you know, they did not greed for the inhibitor tower. However, they're choosing the safe play to go for the top lane tier 2 as well. So very good macro play coming out of Calamvale, choosing to not throw the lead in any way, shape, or form. However, securing the game through a slow but sure way to win.
That they are doing, and as all of this is going on, FeifeiFAN continuing to pressure those side lanes. He did draw the bot lane of Merrimac towards him. Calamvale opting to secure the tower, though, instead of trying to force the fight, so it's smart play. It's the slow bleed out that we saw in Game 1 today with Kelvin Grove. However, for Kelvin Grove, it took him roughly 10-15 minutes to then finish the game from this point. I can see Calamvale doing it in the next 5 if things continue.
Yeah, definitely. However, the Baron buff is running out, but if they get that decisive team fight down mid lane or just any lane really, they can really just all push with that Mountain Drake and end the game right there. However, definitely Merrimac, you definitely cannot counter out this Orianna right now. One ulti into the backline while the tower diving, that could be the just the tip of the balance for the side of Merrimac right there. So definitely Merrimac hasn't given up, and WonderlandZERO right now going for the aggressive vision control. Well, not aggressive anymore, but taking back the vision control off their own jungle. They're definitely still in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to 1 or 2 more team fights, and can Merrimac pull off the miracle? The tools are kind of there. I'm looking at AC1002 to really hit that clutch Fear Beyond Death, perhaps off of a Shockwave from Jayceph Stalin. I think CritterMiester, unfortunately, only 2 items completed, is a bit too far behind, but that can almost be said for everyone on Merrimac when you compare them to their counterparts. You only have a Black Cleaver and a Vampiric Scepter coming out of AC1002, only really a Luden's Echo out of Jayceph Stalin, where it's 2 to 3 items apiece coming out of everyone from Calamvale.
Yeah. Now, the next team fight, it's really just a battle of the nerves. If Calamvale does make the mistake of engaging the wrong team fight, Merrimac can return with the strong retaliation.
Oh, here comes the Shockwave, but it doesn't hit woobi. It only hits the front line, and it's just a little tickle.
Yep.
It's a little tickle, Gucci goo to Sejuani and to Nautilus. They don't mind. They can get thrown around. They can handle it. This front line is so big, and it is so beefy, and Merrimac just can't break through.
Now, without the threat of Orianna ulti, Calamvale can just go straight into the base now, actually. They're not scared of getting hit by the...
Oh my gosh, and here comes the flash play coming out of Soolgi. Jayceph Stalin forced to use that stopwatch, and it's buying some time. Which one in very deep has to try and flash to get away, but CritterMiester is going in aggressive after this kill. Which one's so low, but is able to escape DaddyoftheGrave, and here comes the turn. Big Glacial Prison holding Merrimac in place, and down goes AC1002, and that is that critical execute. Yoxiourn in the front line doing what he can as woobi goes legendary. A double kill for the Xayah, who wants more. WonderlandZERO forced to try to escape towards the fountain, as with nowhere to go, CritterMiester falls. That's 4 kills. The 5th is about to happen, and that should be the game going to Calamvale.
Wow, right there. Beautiful team fight coming out of Calamvale right there. Merrimac losing a bit of the damage and going way too greedy for the kill onto the Sejuani, and even stays alive afterwards. And then the focus wasn't on the Xayah. They used too much to try to kill the Sejuani.
Yep, and with that, the Nexus will be the last building to fall. Calamvale making it look all too clean, all too easy. woobi, a legendary monster in this one. Calamvale advances 1-0.
17-1-3. This man is a monster today.
Yeah, this is the performance that we saw similar to FeifeiFAN in the last round. This time we're seeing it coming out of woobi on this AD carry, and all of a sudden Calamvale, they become this two-headed monster. All we need now is Soolgi to step up and become that third head, and then we're looking at a King Ghidorah type situation.
Yeah, Calamvale definitely stepping up. Last time, we relied on FeifeiFAN, but now, I'm going to step up. That's what we'll be trying to tell us right now. Have a very strong performance coming out of both teams, but, Calamvale definitely clutching with it, or not really clutching, but definitely securing the win through their bot side. And it's really good to see how the teams have decided to play with each other and to each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, it definitely was a very strong showing from Calamvale. This is the kind of showing that makes me affirm some of my initial predictions at the start of the day that Calamvale is going to be that team that can potentially bring down Kelvin Grove. If they play like this, I think not only are they going to win today, they have a real chance to go all the way to MEO. That was such a dominating performance. I am super impressed with them, but Merrimac, they can turn it around.
Yeah, definitely best out of 3. Anything can still happen.
As we do have some replays about to come from that first game. I imagine this is just going to be the woobi show. I'm excited to watch Take 2, so take a look at that is the trophy. That is what we are playing for today.
With the UQ logos right there.
University of Queensland, the High School League of Legends Queensland logo, as well as front and center in that trophy. It's a beautiful cup, and I am super jealous of whoever gets to win it. Excited to see some of these replays, though, for sure. The woobi show, I want to see it.
Show.
It was, though, was it? It was the woobi and Yoxiourn
single-handedly just took over the game, really.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, though. But this was actually one of Merrimac's almost shining moments, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. The call for Dragon was correct. However, the call for the team fight was definitely just a bit of out of place.
Well, the shockwave only hitting onto Yoxiourn really is what cost him. And woobi's kiting in this one with the help of Yoxiourn flashing to help out that AD carry. It was just too strong.
Just a bit of split of focus in that team fight, really. If they all focus on the one champion, they definitely could have turned it around, as it was a 3v4. However, very brave and confident for Calamvale to go for the core that they needed to, even just prevent, because normally when jungle is topside, you just give up the dragon. However, very confident play coming out of Calamvale.
And I think that play right there actually shows why woobi wouldn't have been my MVP for the game. I would have actually looked towards Yoxiourn on that Nautilus. That Nautilus, I don't think we saw him miss once.
Yeah, no. I think one in the very early game, that was the only miss of hook I saw. But rest of the game, every hook pinpoint on the target that they really needed to hook. And the ulti as well to secure that final lockdown. Just Yoxiourn very well played that game.
Yeah, Yoxiourn, I believe, if he continues to play like this, similar to really the entirety of the team, they have the potential to go so far. Merrimac, they got to turn around. They have another game to do it, so they're not dead in the water, but I believe we should have another replay coming. Some more of the woobi Yoxiourn show, I am sure. That's what this game was. This was just how to play a Xayah Nautilus lane.
Yeah, pretty
101.
much. The aggressiveness coming out, knowing that they're against squishy champions like Karma and Kaisa, and a good vision as well coming out of the team to support them to make the aggressive plays in the bot lane. So right there, very well played for the team of Calamvale.
It was very well played from start to finish. As here we go. This is replay number 2. As we were watching, it was, once again, play around the Mount Drake. The Shockwave only connecting with the front line from Calamvale. Now, this looked dicey because Soolgi did go down early, as did Which One. But, again, Calamvale was kind of able to turn around based off this Xayah play.
But this Xayah, just disgusting damage, really. And then, a bit of, I guess, again, misfocus coming out of Merrimac. They stayed way too long onto the Sejuani. And the Volibear was just solo tanking the Xayah, which was very unnecessary. Regroup with the team, focus down the Sejuani, and then all turn onto Xayah. That could have been the better play. However, again, Xayah showing his, mechanics right there with the 1v3, almost 1v4 turnaround, I think.
Yeah, it would have been the quadra kill if Flash was not available for Jayceph Stalin. Fortunately for that, Orianna was able to escape that time around, but as it is going, there is still one more highlight, I believe, of this game, just because,
the woobi show.
It was the woobi show, and it was the woobi show marathon. It was just woobi play after woobi play after woobi play.
No, but then Yoxiourn, don't count him out.
I'm not counting him out. I'm not actually going to count out Which One either, actually. On that jungle play, the Sejuani, there was the one X Smithy zoning glacial prism, but other than that, he was where he needed to be.
Yeah.
Definitely was enabling the team. Once he didn't need to be bot lane anymore, focused much more on the mid side and the top side, which enabled the rest of Calamvale to catch up to what that bot side was doing. So Which One, again, his pathing, I feel, is spot on.
Yeah, right there. He went bot lane once and then got his team bot lane the lead, and then he started focusing towards the top lane, mid lane, and then every gank very successful, landing in the stuns, the CC along with the team. So which one? Very good jungle presence that game. So, no, well played and props to him as well.
Definitely. I mean, you can say the same for everything as we get a load of our third highlight in this one. It's, once again, more woobi doing more woobi things. Great initiation from Yoxiourn, and the follow-up dredge line was there. The depth charges, I should say, to help secure that double kill. It was just brutal.
Yeah, nah, just a one-sided murder almost. But, now, again, next team draft, we could be seeing, bans away from the comfortable champions now that, Merrimac has, kind of known more about the opponent, switching up their own play style. So, the game is definitely, the series is not over yet, and it'll be very interesting to see how Merrimac will respond to the strong performance that Calamvale has shown this game.
I think if Nautilus is not banned going into Game 2, something has gone terribly wrong. That said, though, we will be having a break as of now. I believe you can see that timer until our next semi-final match. So on that note, please stick with us. We'll be back in roughly 13 minutes to continue this series. Will Calamvale 2-0 Merrimac, or can Merrimac bring victory back from the jaws of that terrifying defeat we saw in game number 1? Please do not go anywhere.